rich, you know, and unlike all the other rock guys of the time, he had a rich family and he picked up a big check every year and he had the best drugs in town. So he came to our gig where we were supposed to be real together, and he took us around and around. We were playing the Shrine with the Mothers of Invention and Alice Cooper, and he took us around and around the Shrine in a circle, and his T-Bird was smoking a lot of pot. I mean, strong, serious pot. And we had to get up and perform. I don't know how we did it.
Well, I don't know, but Miss Christine, who's out the sea, said to me, if you fuck up, I'll kill you.
Yeah. And it's because of Graham. You know, we had tiny little dressing rooms, and I remember them peeking their heads. Chris Hillman, who was my guy at the time, peeking their heads through the curtains, and it was like, they came to our backstage finally. It was so great. Anyway.
He also came to our recording session, and
yes.
Frank wouldn't let him play anything on it.
Yeah. Graham said, you know, can we play on the album?
Tambourine.
Yeah, he said, and Frank said, no, we're already cool. And he said, how about if I just play the tambourine? Frank wouldn't let him play. We were so mortified. But he was our good friend, and we spent a good quality time with him. And I started making shirts for people I loved, starting with Chris Hillman, who was my guy for on and off for decades. And
actually did one for Rod Serling, or he's going to do one for Rod Serling.
I don't think these people care about Rod Serling.
Actually, they just might. I love it because it's very Twilight.
It's very Twilight. Anyway, the first shirt I made was for Chris Hillman, and then the second shirt I made was for Graham. And this is it. And yeah.
Tell them how you got it back.
I had no idea what happened to this shirt, obviously, after he passed away. And his ex-wife, Gretchen, and I were doing this TV show together that didn't happen called Rock Wives. And she brought this to the shoot. And she pulled it out of this plastic, and I almost fainted. I had not seen it, of course, since I saw him wear it at a gig at the Kaleidoscope. And I just started crying. It was just...
That's not the one I'm talking about.
What are you
talking about? The Marty Stewart one.
Oh. The Rod Stewart?
That's Rod Stewart's wrong. You're on the wrong show.
No one wants to hear about Rod Serling.
Marty Stewart.
Oh, Marty Stewart. No, I will tell that story next. This is the shirt I made for Graham, all hand done and everything. And he actually smoked a lot of pot, and here's some proof. I'll show you right here. Yeah, there's a little hole right here. Yes. So anyway, it was such an amazing thing to see this shirt again, and she told me he treasured it and kept it in plastic, and just, I mean, the idea that he loved this that much makes me so happy. And somehow I got another shirt of Graham's, because my friend Marty Stewart, who's now my friend, at the time I didn't even know Marty Stewart. He'd read my book, I'm With the Band, and he looked me up and brought me this shirt of Graham's because he said he learned more about Graham in my book than anything he'd ever read or heard about. So I have two shirts. This is a Nudie shirt, and of course you know Graham was very, very connected to Nudie. And so these are just my little treasures. What do you have to say, Mercy?
I was thinking about something really funny, and then I forgot because I was female.
No, the first time, okay, when was the first time we saw Graham together?
I think Yellow Submarine.
Yes, Graham went to the Yellow Submarine. He had just hit town. He was the new boy in town, and he had on a red...
Eagle song or what?
The new boy in town? Let's write it.
New kid in sound.
Yeah.
Eagles.
Yes, it is. It is. Fuck the Eagles.
We ripped off.
Fuck the Eagles, okay? Anyway. We saw this guy across the room in a red nudie suit with yellow submarines on it. And Graham wanted to make a splash, so he showed up at the Yellow Submarine premiere with a red nudie suit with yellow submarine, and no one's ever seen that suit since. Mercy and I both saw it, so we saw him.
One of his wives set it on fire.
Mercy! She should really be a comedian.
I wanted to bring up the real funny thing that I thought was funny. He had a friend called Keith Richards, maybe somebody knows him here. And they actually transformed in each other.
They
changed clothes, and
They did.
And Keith had a southern accent, and Graham had a English accent, and it got really confusing on the who was who.
Graham started wearing eye makeup.
Oh my God.
And Keith Richards had cowboy hats on, and they really became each other for a while. It was the first bromance.
Yeah, we were at the house with Mick, and Keith and Graham had disappeared, and Mick was like freaking out because he lost his boy.
He was very jealous. Mick was very jealous of Graham. And of course, we know that Graham very much influenced a lot of their music. You know, Country Honk and Bring Me Dead Flowers, and We Dead Flowers, yeah, all that.
Wild Horses, actually, Mick said, we were at the Wild Horses session that Graham did.
Mercy and I were the only people at that recording session of Wild Horses.
Except for Leon Russell.
Well, he played on it. We were the only people there. We were really tight with him, and I miss him every day. Yes, we sang on Hippie Boy. Sang on Hippie Boy. And his daughter Polly, I used to babysit her when she was a little baby, and she's my goddaughter now. She's always been my goddaughter since that time. And her daughter, Harper Lee, is my great goddaughter. So it just goes round and round, and I miss him every day. And I think about him all the time. It's, you know, it's so, he would be so thrilled to see this many people here. When Mercy and I went to see the Burritos, there were sometimes maybe a dozen people in the audience. Nowadays, people say, oh yeah, I was there. They were not there. They were not there.
Right, that's our story.
Thank you.